Hello, my friends. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're ready for another YouTube video from your old buddy, Dadcraft73. We're back here in the wasteland playing some 1.7.10 modded Minecraft. Playing that Regrowth pack. You know how it works. You've seen this workshop a time or two. Man, we have got some crazy stuff to do today. You know how a couple episodes ago I may have snapped a little bit and just went completely crazy over the state of affairs? Let me tell you what, over the last couple days I've been doing some more of that. Just checking to see the flow of items. I love that. Been doing a little bit more snapping because, man, these drawers, we got all our essences squared away. We got plenty of resources. We got all that stuff stored away, looking like it's supposed to look. But still, I've been fighting with inventory. I was talking to the Admiral earlier today, and I was telling him that earlier I came down here to my 123, only 123 laser room, and I made a couple diamond chipsets. See right there? Just a couple. And I put them in my inventory. I just made two. I needed two for something. And I left that room. I walked right up here. And I came, I think maybe to this crafting bench. So how many is that? Like 40 blocks? I opened up this crafting bench. And I looked. And I looked. And I looked. And I could not see hide nor hair of those diamond chipsets. I mean, I was like this. Like what? Couldn't find them. So I had to go back down here and make two more. And then when I picked up those two and I put them in my inventory, sure enough, those diamond chipsets were sitting right there. I'm having some serious inventory issues, and I have got to get it squared away. I'm having too much trouble. So I decided that instead, well, we got a couple things we're going to do today, but sort of a side project, a side theme that's going to run through this entire episode. And when I'm waiting for stuff to get done and some other stuff I'm going to be working on, I decided it's time to fire up that ME system. I really would love to have all of my items in one location. So if I needed something, I could A, see if I had it, and B, get it out and make stuff with it. Man, I was looking for refined steel, for example, earlier. And I looked in here. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. There's like 2 blocks of refined steel. That's awesome. I had 2 blocks in there. I had like 7 blocks in there. Look, right there's a block right there messing around. Here, let's take that out. But I just have all kinds of inventory problems. I've got stuff over there. I've got stuff in here. I've got all these chests filled with all this random stuff. These chests have been here forever, and they go on for, you can scroll up and down in them and see all the crazy stuff. Inventory is so crucial at this stage of regrowth where I'm at, because I'm trying to get into mechanism, and mechanism takes so many resources, and it's very, very easy to get just crazy. So I think we're going to work on an ME system. Now let me tell you one more thing about applied energistics. So I needed some of these pure Fluix crystals, right? It says drop a Fluix seed made from Fluix dust and sand into a puddle of water, and then add these crystal growth accelerators to make the process faster. Man, I can't tell you how key some of those crystal growth accelerators are, because I need to show you something. So over here I've got these 2 pools of water. Are these crystals now? No. No, they're not crystals. Get back in that water. So I have these 2 pools of water, and I made some of these Fluix seeds. They're these little guys right here. And all it is a piece of Fluix dust and a piece of sand. And to get Fluix dust, you just grind up some of these Fluix crystals. And to get them, you actually take a charged Certus quartz, a piece of nether quartz, and a piece of redstone dust, and throw them in some water. And it pretty much pops out right away. So I made one of these little things right here called a charger. You put a Certus crystal on that thing, you wait a few seconds. You wait a few seconds, and you get yourself a charged one. You just throw them in the water, and you get some of those Fluix crystals. I think I have a couple extra ones sitting right there. Yeah. sitting right there. You grind them up in a grinder or crusher or whatever. You get some dust. You make a seed. Okay? And then you come back here and you throw it in this pool. Now, sometimes I have been prone to exaggerate on how long things take. I mean, I try not to be, but you know how it is. You're like, well, I've been working on this for 14 years. And in reality, it's more like, 30 minutes or whatever. But no lie, I'm not even remotely stretching the truth. I put these seeds in these pools of water on the clock 3 hours ago. 3 hours of me playing. Not all consecutive. I was off doing some other stuff, and, I did have to work today and stuff like that. But 3 hours of in-game time when I've been either playing or AFK, those seeds have been in this water. They won't despawn. If you look here, right, it says this item won't despawn. So you stick it in there and you just walk away. Literally 3 hours of playtime. They both went at the same time. This thing is at 68%. It's not even done. And here's the crazy thing. The reason why I wanted one of those pure crystals is I wanted to make one of these growth accelerators, right? It's easy. Fluix block, I made that. That's easy. Iron ingots, quartz glass. Quartz glass is, you got to get some glass with some of this Certus quartz that's been ground up. That's no problem. It's easy. And then we get to these ME cables. And see how it says quartz fiber, and see how these things are like flipping back and forth? And I'm like, oh man, one of these, either one has to be pure. But if you watch this thing, every once in a while, they'll both go like that. They'll both go sideways. Let's see. Anyway, you don't need a pure crystal to make those ME cables. You just need regular ones. So I made myself a couple. Oh my Lord, have mercy! So I was sitting around here just messing around for 3 hours, and these things aren't even grown yet. I'm going to make me one of those growth accelerators. We'll have to make ourselves a little ME crystal growing area, I guess. That's insanity to me. Who would ever do that if that's how you had to do it? 3 hours and it's not even done? Still have 30% left to go? That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, that being said, my time of sitting around waiting for these things hasn't been wasted. Can we sleep? Nope. Because I have a setup up here that is going to blow you away. You know how I talked about the last time I needed all those runes to make those 123 lasers and then immediately post a video, and about 5 minutes later the Admiral posts a video and he has 148 lasers or something like that? Yeah, you remember those, right? And I was standing in here and I was going click, 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 all around, going back and forth, and then making all the runes 4 times faster than I could have been. I found a way that is easier, believe it or not. I have automated Rune of Wrath production. Let me just show you here and just stick that in there. So we have 29 Runes of Wrath just sitting in there chilling because I've got this thing automated. Let's go up here really quick. I'm going to show you what we've got going up here at the top of this ladder. So I have myself a box, essentially, and inside this box, let's see what we can break out so we can peek inside. Okay, there we go. So inside this box is one of these petite hopper hawks. It's the ones that just do like a 3x3 section, and it's sitting right there by this chest. Coming out of that chest is one of these advanced logical transporter, and it's fast enough. It sends the items down there to one of those open crates from Botania, and whatever goes into them just drops straight out, right? So then up on top here, I have myself 6 dispensers, and I'm actually going to load these guys. And actually, let me take this out, okay? So we're going to load this. We're going to put a stack. Actually, we're going to put 2 stacks of mana diamonds in this guy. We're going to come over here and put 2 stacks in this guy. And this guy in the middle, I'm going to put a stack of living rock. Actually, let's just put a stack in there. That means I need to go farm up another stack. I got some over there cooking. Back here on this guy, I'm going to put my Rune of Winter. And then over here on this guy, I'm going to put my Rune of Earth. Now what happens is, let's close our box back up. Now I've got myself a little one of these hovering hourglasses up here with redstone, and every time this thing cycles, it's going to send out a redstone signal, and it's going to drop one of these items down here on the floor. This little hopper hawk's going to pick it up, it's going to put it in that chest, and it's going to shoot it on down the line, and it's going to fall on that runic altar and start making a rune. See how that is, man? That's crazy. So what I did, oh no. What I've been doing is just run this thing every 2 minutes. That's fine, because you want to make sure that everything gets done that needs to get done, and you have plenty of time to get those items back up. Now, before we go back down, I'm going to show you one more thing. So you can see these pipes have this color on it. If you take your configurator and you configure it for items, and then you can right-click on the pipe. Let's see. We'll do it. We got time. So see how it changes all the different colors? There's like 16 of them. We're going to make this dark green. This one's dark green and this one's aqua. And the reason I have this set up is I need to make sure that I don't just stick runes willy-nilly in chests, right? I want one rune to come here and one rune to come here. These are fine. These are filled up and they'll just go through. But I'm going to try to cycle one rune or two runes, one of each, through the system over and over again. All right, let's go down here. I'm going to show you one more thing. There's another piece of these whole item pipes called the logistical sorter. And the logistical sorter is essentially, it like ejects items out and it can color them. So you can see that the rune of earth is colored dark green, the rune of winter is colored aqua, and when it goes into this chest, it'll shoot that guy out and send it on up its way, and then that sorting color up there will put it one in each dispenser. All right, makes sense. This thing's turned auto eject off. Round robin's turned off. You can add filters just by clicking new filter, and it gives you some options. You can make it either use a redstone signal or not, so I have that disabled. So as soon as something that matches one of these filters shows up in this chest, whew, away it goes. And it's going to have a little box around it that's going to be like green or red or whatever. Well, green or aqua. The other thing that I've got set up here is if you put an item frame on the side of a chest that's got a hopper hawk beside it, you can say only pick up items that are in these frames. So it's only going to pick up the rune of earth and the rune of winter when it comes off this table. And this guy right here is set up to only pick up runes of wrath. So I don't want anything to despawn. Hey, check it out, man. Stuff's coming down. There's that guy. There's that guy. We should get a piece of living rock coming here shortly. Boop. He falls down. And here comes my 2 mana diamonds. Blink. And now we've got this thing fired up and operational. Now you hear that clicking? I don't know if you can hear it on the video or not. Underneath this runic altar in a dispenser facing up is one of those wands, like Wand of the Forest. And underneath that dispenser is one of these hourglasses with one piece of sand on it. So it's cycling every minute. Click, click, click. Every second. Sorry, click. So it's trying to activate this. Watch. Bloop. Oh, do you see that thing shoot it out? See how they got different colors? Watch. And now we have 30 runes of wrath in here. So this thing's clicking away, and so every second it's trying to activate the altar to see if it's done. If it's not a problem. It just clicks, doesn't do anything, never runs out of durability. It just sits there. So now we can just step away and let this thing ride and not have to worry about it. Now, every once in a great while, whenever these runes like fly off, some of them come right back down and land on here. That's okay. It just picks it up the next cycle. That's why I'm just trying to cycle one through. I didn't want to have like a bunch of runes in the system, because then I might get multiple runes here. But if it happens to fall on here, no worries. It just won't come down through the next cycle, and it'll be ready down here for whenever the rest of the materials come. So right there, I have automated Rune of Wrath production. I need to go get myself some more living rock, I think I said, because I don't have quite 2 stacks. So I'm going to be making, while I'm messing around with other stuff around here, a stack of Wrath runes. Now that little setup that I have, it'll support up to 6 different items. Or I bet I could probably get it to support up to 8. Because, you know, that hopper hawk does pick up a 3x3, and I need 1 for a piece of living rock. So, 43. Do we have some more stone? That's not going to get the job done. We need a little bit more stone. I need to make sure I take care of that before we do anything else in this episode, because I'm going to forget. So we have automated Rune of Wrath production, and you know, there's a reason why we've done that, because Admiral tries to think he is somebody and beats us with 25 more lasers than we put in. So I think we're just going to let that run for a while, and I think maybe we're going to make some more lasers. And I think that you are going to see, probably not in this episode, because we got some other stuff to work on, and I physically don't have time to sit and let this thing grind through all these runes. But, you know, we're going to make a couple lasers, and we're going to go put them in that room. Now, the good thing about it is we have plenty of other things to work on, and we don't need tons of this items. Man, can I watch this one more time? There should be stuff coming out any second. 2 minutes seems like a long time, but essentially I can make 30 runes an hour just by kind of just chilling, working on other stuff. Come on. Come on. Hello? The other thing, while we're waiting here just a second, is this base, the reason this is so high in the air is it has to get, I needed a full-size hopper hawk because I wanted to make sure if the runes like went all around this huge area that it could pick them up, right? So I had myself a big area. Now, that little hopper hawk up there has to be outside of the update range, so it's got to be at least 6, and I think I went up 8 blocks. 8 blocks above this guy to make sure that it couldn't pick up anything that fell on the floor. Oh, here comes some stuff. Check it out. Maybe we'll start another rune. That's right. So you have to make sure that these 2 hopper hawks are separated far enough, or you'll get, whenever it drops the runes on the ground out of those dispensers, this guy might pick them up, and then you're kind of hosed, because you know you need to make sure that this is a closed system, that these 2 runes are always coming up through this process. I want to show you this up close whenever this thing picks these guys up and this thing clicks them out. It's kind of cool. It's like a gun almost. Yeah, see? Cha-chunk, cha-chunk. And you can see one's green, one's aqua, and they're going to get separated where they need to go, and the whole process starts again. Awesome. This guy's running good. It's like, you know, whatever, 5 minutes or whatever. I'm just going to let it run for a while. Maybe we'll come back here at the end of the episode and check out how many we've got. Let's sleep through the night. I'll tell you what, let me jump off camera for just a minute. Let me farm up the rest of this living rock, make sure I have enough for 2 stacks up there in that dispenser so we don't run out of living rock, and then I'll be back with you in just a second. Alrighty, my friends, we are back, and man, we have been doing some work. So let me bring you up to speed on where we're at with our crazy Applied Energistics ME system. So I got a couple things that I've built. Now you remember I've got the inscriber. By the way, I just hooked a hopper up to the side of that to sort of automate some of these odds and ends. I was making some calculation processors. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. I also had to make one of these energy acceptors so I could power my crystal growth accelerator. Man, I'm totally short at the moment on Certus crystal. I've got some over there in my farm. I'm farming up some. I've got 205. I need about double that, I think. I'm making some of these 64, actually I'm making some of these 1K storage components, and you can see that I need logic processors, some Certus quartz, which is currently my issue, and some of these logic processors. Now those are made in the inscriber, which we have over there. We have need a printed logic circuit, a golden chipset, which is being made down there in my big laser room. I can't tell you how much power is starting to become an issue down there, but we're going to get that squared away. But today's episode is all about rune automation, making all those wrath runes, runes, not bathrooms. What? Hello? Wrath runes. But anyway, I have enough to finish off. I want to make, I'm making 96 of these little guys right here. So I currently have 72, I guess, made. You can see them sitting in there, 72. Got a couple little other odds and ends that we have laying around. I need some more Certus quartz is where I'm at with that. And then we'll be able to move on to the next step, which is making these 4K guys. I need to get some quartz glass, which is made with glass and Certus quartz. Lots of craziness going on here when it comes to making some of these guys right here. So we're going to make however many 96 divided by 3 is, 32 of these. And that should give us, we should be able to make 32 of these, and then we're going to make however many of this. What's that? 8? 12? Something like that. 12 of these guys, and then ultimately, I guess we're going to be able to make, I don't know, 4 of these guys. And then we should be able to make some 64K storage drives, and we can put them in our ME disk drive that we made. Man, the amount of... Whoa, easy. The amount of 1K storage components, so 96 of these things, I think, if I've done my math right, will make me 4 of the 64K drives. Can you even believe that? That means to fill this thing up, that is, oh my goodness, that is a stack of them, man. That is a ton. Like 200 and change? 256 maybe? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll be able to do the math. I'll know how many I've made. So we're going to make 96 of these. We got to make 24 more. Anyway, that's just doing it steel. Nothing too crazy happening here. We're just waiting for Certus quartz to come in. I've got a little field. Oh, let's sleep through the night. Got a little field of them up there, 16, and then I've put another 16 over there in my automated farm. I think that we're going to have to figure out a way to increase the production. What I think I'm going to do, I know I keep delaying, but I think we're going to get rid of all of these things out of that automated farm. I mean, we have 5,100 of these yellow petals. Man, we've got stacks on stacks of all these things. I think I'm going to need to increase some of my pumpkin output up there, maybe some sugar cane, some other odds and ends, and also, of course, add more Certus quartz and more redstone and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm also making these EMAG seeds. I figured I would just get them going. They're probably 10, 10, 10. I'm not too worried about those right now. I'm just repopulating these out here. And then if we come over here and look at our big farm, you can see that right there, there's Certus quartz sitting in there. So they're doing their deal. I don't need you. There, you go away. That's working pretty good. Let's go over here and look at our Rune factory. Now, let me tell you a little something about this Rune factory that you need to know if you're going to make one of these yourself. When you're producing runes at this rate of speed, where you're essentially producing one Wrath rune, you can see that we've got, 80 of them or so in there. You're producing one Wrath rune every 2 minutes that you're online. You need a tremendous amount of mana to keep that up. You can see this pool right here is about empty. These 12 endo flames are just not getting the job done. So I have all of I took out the other runic altars, and I have all of these guys. Where's our wands? You can see. All of these guys are pointing directly at that runic altar. So now essentially I'm feeding this runic altar with 48 endo flames. And I think I'm able to keep up. I'm still producing runes every 2 minutes. It's slow going, but it's a lot better than me standing around up here, clicking stuff. So it's just happening by itself. I love that. Anytime you can automate something and go work on something else while you're doing that, man, I'm all for it. See, there you go. There's a couple more runes popping out. They should be all picked up. There they go. I love that clicking noise. That's awesome. This thing's working great. The big key here, so it's a 2-minute delay up there. I could probably increase it a little bit, but I don't think I could have the mana to support it. So it's on a 2-minute delay, so I'm sending down the new materials every 2 minutes, and then whatever the delay is built in this thing. It should, though, be essentially making a rune about every 2 minutes. And I'm feeding mana into this runic altar from 48 endo flames that are currently being fed by coal coke that's spitting out every minute. So that's how that's working. I think that if I really wanted to automate this, like build a second one of these so I could double the rune production, that I would probably need, I don't know, 100 endo flames maybe to keep the mana coming, if not more than that. I mean, it's a tremendous amount of mana that you need to be able to make runes that fast. It's funny, I never ran out of runes when I was making them one at a time, or mana when I was making them one at a time, I think that's maybe two reasons. One is instead of coal coke in here, I had the blocks. I have blocks of coal coke, and I think they produce more mana because they burn more. So I think we're probably cut down on our mana production anyway, but whatever. It is what it is. Man, these guys are doing their deal. We're cranking out runes. Here comes another set coming in. Boop. And then here comes our mana diamonds. Now, let me tell you what happens when you run out of mana. I came walking over here, and there were like 50 mana diamonds and a whole stack of living rocks sitting here just kind of swirling around. It was just like the circle was a solid circle. And what was happening is everything was still coming down, but there was no mana to actually produce the items. I get picked up. Yep, that's working like a dream. So yeah, tons of mana required for a setup like this. Don't try to go cheap on your mana. I guess if you went cheap on your mana, like say you just had one of those, you could probably increase this to make it like a rune every 10 minutes. You might be able to have enough then. But I think I'm keeping up now. I mean, this pool looks kind of empty. This one's kind of empty. This one's good and full. I think the reason that these guys got empty is I used them to create all those mana diamonds. So I created 4 stacks of mana diamonds out of those 4. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't want to spend too much time talking about that. This thing's working great. Remember, this guy right here, this logistical sorter with some filters, so you can separate the runes up top. You just want one at a time. One of each rune, plus all the other things in those dispensers, on a 2-minute timer using these logistical pipes from Mechanism. Man, it works like a dream. I love it. The other thing to remember is the pickup duration or the pickup range in this thing. You have to have this little hopper hawk up here, the miniature one, out of the range of this guy, or the whole thing doesn't work. But it does work, and I'm cranking out runes. And maybe by the next episode after this one, you'll see why we cranked out all those runes. Okay, so I just want to give you a quick update. Man, I know we just spent 10 minutes doing that update, but I wanted to talk about stuff because it's important to me that you guys know what I know. Which, let me tell you what, sometimes it feels like it's not very much. So I'm going to see what we've got as far as Certus quartz. I think we're getting close. We probably need another couple hundred. Maybe if I could get 8 stacks, it's probably 500 or so. See if I can get 500 Certus quartz in there. We'll be able to make the rest of these. We might have some left over, so we can grind it up to make the glass that we need to be able to make these guys. Yep, these guys. We have these already. These should be good. We might need to make some more of those even. I don't know. Let me keep grinding stuff away, and I'm going to bring you back, hopefully, when we're ready to make these 64K drives, and we'll check on our rune production, and then we'll call it a done deal. I'll see you in just a second. Alrighty, my friends, we're back one final time, and man, oh man, hours later. But you know what? This didn't bother me. Making these guys right here. About to make 4 of these 64K storage cells. That didn't bother me too much. I think mainly because it's very logical in its progression. You're just building. There's a lot of work to get 4 of these guys. And I think I actually did my calculation wrong. So to make a 4K storage part, we need 3 of these. To make 12 16K, right? To make 12 16K, you actually need 36 of these guys right here. 36 of these guys. If you're going to make 12 of these, so that means 36 times 3 is 108. So originally I said 96. So it was 108 of these guys right here to be able to make 4 of these guys right here. So, I mean, that's a lot of grinding, that's for sure. So that means, it was 400 crystals, right? It was 400 redstone. It was however many of these were, 400 or 108 of these golden chipsets, and that means it was 108 of these, and so it was a lot of work. There's no question, but man, this didn't bother me nearly as bad as grinding out all the mechanism stuff. I mean, for some reason, that mechanism stuff makes me crazy. But we're going to get that fixed. That is for sure and for certain. There's no question about it. And all we got to do is click this button, and we're going to have 4 64K storage cells. Better than chest. Yeah, that's right. Crazy fireworks in the air. All right, now let's put these guys in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's see if we can look at this. It's not gonna. We don't have any power yet, so let me see how this works. So I was thinking I would just for to the time being, just to see this thing actually turn on. Do we have power yet? This guy output. Okay. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay, my lights just came on. How much is this thing pulling? Whoo! It is ripping through that power in a hurry. That is for sure. But all my lights turned on my drive, and we have the ability to start just dumping stuff in here. And we have tons and tons of storage. What are these guys here? I don't know what those are. We'll have to take a look at that. Tall centered terminal. Oh, yeah. We'll probably like it like that, maybe. Yeah, I like it this size right here. So this is a crafting terminal. That means we got a crafting recipe here. This kind of reminds me of the refined storage. And I guess it's supposed to be the other way around, right? Refined storage is supposed to remind you sort of applied energistics. All right, no crafting jobs active. Okay, I want to go back here. Okay. So we got some other things to do. We can sort. We can view stored versus craftable, sort order, up and down, search box mode, auto search, standard search, NEI synchronization auto. That's kind of cool. Yeah, we'll just do standard search for now. That's fine. And then terminal style just changes this. I'm not sure exactly what these guys are. I don't know if those are like two. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what those are, but I don't know. Man, we'll have to figure that out. I don't want to get too crazy. We have ourselves an ME system. I mean, it's basic, and we're ripping power out of this 800K RF energy cube. We got to get some sustained power, and I think that's what we're going to work on in our next episode. But I wanted to do one more thing. It's getting to be nighttime. Let's just go up here really quick. Maybe it's morning. Is it raining or something out there? I don't know what's going on. Maybe it just hasn't got nighttime yet. Or maybe it's just overcast. I think it's just overcast. That's okay. Alright, I think maybe... No, we're still making runes. Man, here comes... I love that. This thing's working like a dream. I don't know if we're getting positive on mana. Yeah, there's the rain. I knew it was going to come. It was raining somewhere. But this thing is just grinding away, making runes. How many do we have? Almost 2 stacks. We started off with 30 or so, and now we've got almost 2 stacks of runes. Man, I need to let that run and run and run. Click clack. That sounds like chips crunching or something like that every time that goes off. I think that's kind of cool. Oh, look, it's a thunderstorm. Great, lovely. All right, let's get on down in here out of the weather so we can end this episode. Man, we did some crazy stuff. Man, I gotta take off my monocle. Maybe I'll leave it on. I think we'll just leave it on. We did some crazy stuff this episode, that is for sure. We automated the product. Hey, hold on a second, guy. I gotta sleep through the night. I can't do my outro with thunderstorms rolling around. Let's see. Let's go back here like this. Okay, I'm leaving my monocle on. Now, we did a lot of stuff today. We automated the production of our Runes of Wrath. All we have to do is make sure we keep providing the raw materials, and that thing is going to grind out those runes. I keep saying rooms. Those runes, as long as we're on the server playing around. I think that's awesome. We also have ourselves an ME system. It's basic. We need to get some power squared away, but we've got 4 64K drives. Oh man, I love it. So next time we got to figure out power. We got to get that done, and we're going to work on that for sure. There's no question about that at all. But until then, please remember to be cool. Don't be a fool. And from the wasteland, where we're storing all the things and we're making all the runes, I guess we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.